Hey guys, it's Monday morning. It's great to be alive. It's Monday morning. It's great to be alive. It's Monday morning. It's great to be alive. Hello, 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 my Veteran Council veterans, Facebook and YouTube fans. It's a great morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Now it's time to get on the grind. Now, the one thing that's different between you and I, as you see this hat here, retired, not expired. I can finish this broadcast and go back to sleep while you got it, continue to grind, do the work. So anyway, guys, I hope we had a great weekend. If you're on the page, tell me where you're from, what's going on in your world. I can tell you what's going on in my world. Veterans Council veterans, we're still grinding it. We're still trying to stay engaged with the community as this COVID-19 pass on. We got something almost as bad as COVID-19 called the presidential election cycle, which is also really making it difficult for us to get the word out and help people that are out there and they need help. Everybody knows that when Veterans Council veterans, and we all know that one of the things that we focus on is right here. We focus on families, military sexual trauma, veteran suicide, and referrals. But I tell you what you don't know is September, starting tomorrow, is the month that we for veterans. When I say veterans, but for Suicide Awareness Month. September is Suicide Awareness Month, and for Veterans Council veterans, what we're going to do, we're going to have our own Veterans Suicide Prevention Summit, and actually Veterans and Families Suicide Prevention Summit on the September the 30th from 8 to 1, maybe even 2, because we want to sit there and make sure that one thing I do know, and you guys know out there, that there are still suicides happening as we speak. In fact, I'm concerned about it because one of the things that when you die by suicide, you isolate and people don't know that you need help and no one's out there calling you. So I want to have this summit, which is going to consist of faith-based, because I always said that faith still plays an important role when it comes to veteran suicide. So we're going to have a panel of faith-based experts. We're going to have a panel of military sexual trauma experts, because one of the things people don't realize is that women veterans die by twice the rate of suicide than non-women veterans, and the number one primary cause is military sexual trauma. So we're going to have a panel just on that, where we can actually have this survivors who may have found a way to get through their suicide ideations. We're going to have a panel also consists of families who lost someone to suicide, because that's something that's like the missing piece. You hear a lot about suicide, veteran suicide awareness, doing that, but you don't hear much about the families that actually that die by suicide. I know there's a veteran out there named I don't get the name right, Travis Johnston. He lost his brother to suicide, and I'm telling you, hats off. I mean, we feel for you, brother, and your family's hurt. Your family's help. And we as veterans out there in the family community, we need to rally around you for this time of need. I tell you something that people don't realize, and some of us out there do realize, that when a veteran dies by suicide, it does not just affect himself, it affects the people who care about him in a unit. And a lot of units are dying by suicide, and people just don't know about it. So we're going to have a panel just on people who lost veterans to suicide, called Veterans and Families Who Lost Someone to Suicide. So all of that we're going to have a virtual. It's going to be virtual. So all you got to do is get your little coffee mug. See, here's my Veterans Council mug. Turn on your computer and watch and learn about what's going on. We're going to also talk about some training as well. So be prepared as we start pushing this out. It's on September 30th. My coffee here. September 30th from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, maybe 2, where we're going to have guests and panels speaking all about veteran suicide and how, preventions, interventions, and postventions. So that's something that we really, really care about. I hope you guys will be there as we kind of push it. We're going to keep pushing it and marketing it as we go on here. Also, something I want to really, I'm proud of is here is that right here, the veteran suicide, we have a Veterans Coalition of Florida. And this is a coalition, and we want to build it. But the people who are part of this coalition, you should have saw something last week when we had our monthly Facebook Live. It consists of this SOF missions led by retired Dr. Damon Friedman, the brother from another mother. We also have the American Legions of Will involved in this. We have the 022. We also have Project Relief, which is part of American Legion. Of course, Veteran Council veterans there, and Veteran Alternatives. And the primary purpose of having this coalition, because we got coalitions everywhere. But one of the things I've learned when I created my nonprofit is that we are still in silos. Everybody creates a nonprofit, and all they care about is their own product and not the whole community. And anybody out there who's been in the veterans, been out in the military space for more than 2 years know that we work as a collective unit. That's where our power is. And the Veterans Coalition of Florida wants to get all these organizations together so that we have a one-stop shop. If you need something, if you're concerned about something, if it's suicide, if it's counseling, if it's some kind of special treatment, if it's a retreat, whatever, we want to have a place where we can all come to and we're all taking care of the entire unit. The entire unit is not just the veteran, but the family as well. Just like in the military, we got the veteran and we got the veteran's family. So if you're really interested, DM me, send a message, and we can talk about you being part of this coalition. Okay, it's very important that we stay in there. So, and hello, LaShonda. I'm glad you're checking in on a Monday. I guess some people are still working, starting to work on the road and stuff. But anyway, thank you, LaShonda, for showing up. I just want you to know about that group you have. We meet once a month, so let me get back to here. I need my own personal assistant here for that as well. Thank you. So, also what I want to do, and I'm back. We want to sit there and focus on just that. Military sexual trauma is another very important thing that we deal with. Military sexual trauma is continuing to happen. They found the soldier at Fort Hood. They're saying he died by suicide, but I tell you something, the chain of command really dropped the ball on that. And I'm not saying all the way to the corps commander, but definitely that immediate chain of command from the battalion on down, the command leadership really dropped the ball. We got to keep focusing on those guys. We got to keep focusing. So what you're going to see from Veterans Council Veteran for the next month, you get tired of it, is veteran suicide and military sexual trauma. So here's a little promo. Last year, this is our second annual Veteran Suicide Prevention Summit. And I want to give you a little snippet of that when I had our first one last year and listen to what I think that I'm saying. Hold on. Good morning, everybody. Why are we here? Why are we needed at this time? This is, to me, if you're a spiritual Christian, whatever, this is a God event. It's important. Everybody be out here on a Saturday. What I'd like you guys to do before we start off, this is all about collaboration. I want everybody to look to your left and right. I want you to introduce yourself. You got 2 minutes. Go. Okay, all right, look at you. You know he's better than you. Okay, we got 30 more seconds. Great. The reason why we're here is this is about getting to know the community, relationship building, and about veteran suicide prevention. As everybody know, we've had a lot of suicides recently. We had one on our side of the house over in Bay Pines, Colonel James Turner, who died by suicide, and he had a note and everything else. And I was in Washington not too long ago at a hearing to see what our leaders are going to say about veteran suicide and stuff like that. And you know what? One thing I took away from that, it's going to take us. Okay, it is going to take us. And so this is why I'm having it. Now, one of the things we know, and excuse my bifocals here, and suicide in 2018 is reported. So one of the things I wanted to mention that I said in that video clip is that it's going to take the entire community to really be effective when it comes to veterans suicide. Suicide is veteran suicide is a national problem with local solution. And the solution is us, the whole entire community. It's no different than we did police call and we all lined up to do a whole football field to look for cigarette butts. But you know what? When we all work together, we will find that cigarette butt. And that's what it's going to take for veteran suicide, to prevent veteran suicide. We're going to have to come together as a community, line hand to hand, and we're going to sit there and go through our community, identify people who are at risk for suicide ideations. It's going to take that, and we will find that cigarette butt. And that's what I'm encouraging you guys. We have this summit on September 30th from 08 to 1. We want to get the community together to walk that line, to do that police call, to identify someone who has suicide. But just because you have suicide ideation, it's just not there, because you got to also be able to hand them off. And that's what we're creating, that coalition where if you find somebody who has a problem with the legal system, bring them to us. If not us, not me, Veterans Council Veteran, but bring us to the Veterans Coalition for Florida. If you have a problem, somebody who has a problem with the relationships, problem with getting their house, problem getting the job, each one has a special superpower, and we need to start working together so we can sit there and share each other's superpower. It's the biggest difference between Marvel, the Marvel comics, everybody came together as the Avengers. Well, we need to come together with Veterans Coalition for Florida so we can all work together, bringing all of our superpowers together, working for one common cause, and that's to take care of the veterans and take care of their families. So again, the 30th of September from 8 to 1, we're going to have a virtual Veteran Suicide and Family Summit so we can start getting together. Because I tell you what, when we start getting back to normal with this COVID, we're going to find something, and we got to be prepared for it. And there are people out there suffering, and I just want to make sure that you got that message as we go on this week. So you're going to hear that time and time again. September 30th, virtual from 8 to 1, our Veteran Suicide Summit. So guys, that's our short time here. I'm almost over here. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to finish up. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and it's just for FYI. This week, this coming Friday is my anniversary, so I may be missing in action for a couple of days, maybe a week. But don't let that stop you guys. Continue to go out there, do great things, encourage. Again, a sadness for the Johnson families, but let's rally around the Johnson families. Let's give them the support. Anybody else that may have lost someone to suicide, let's give them support. We're there for you as well. Until then. This is Veteran Counseling Veterans, Tony Williams, with my morning chat. It's Monday morning. Good day.